Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pain Scale, where today we will be talking about the fakest people in the world and why you need to stay away from them. And this isn't a top 10 list. This isn't counting down three, two, one. No, 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 no. These are all number ones. These people are all at the top of my shit list, and I think, after this, maybe this will convince you why they should probably be at the top of your shit list too. Again, these people are all, or these groups of people are all at the top of my list, number ones. So let's get to our first number one. Who is that? Politicians. And when I say politicians, like some people are probably looking at it like, oh, is it going to tell us who he voted for? If you have not watched my previous video, or one of my, I believe I mentioned that on my first video, I vote for nobody. I say fuck Trump, fuck Kamala. The only thing I was worried about in this election was the access to abortion care because we need abortion care. And really, a lot of people think they have a right to say yes or no to it. Um, you don't have a right to say yes or no to it. We need it. This shit saves people's lives. People have died because they don't have access to abortion care. And these politicians can care less. I know I heard Kamala and her whoever the fuck was her vice president said like, oh, we're going to reinstate it. Sure, go ahead and reinstate it. Because I mean, reality is again, I don't believe either party should have a right to say yes or no. We need abortion care. But let me get back to the main topic. Why do I hate politicians? Politicians are liars. Politicians use people. They use you. If you are a voter, they use you. They don't give a fuck about you. Let's be real. Or you are to a vote to them. If you don't vote for them, what do you think they're gonna care? Go ahead and tell a politician you're not voting for them. They'll probably be like, oh, well, maybe you'll change your mind later on. Sure, they'll come off at night, but they're thinking, like, who gives a fuck? Shit, I got more people voting out there for me. So, like, that's the truth. That sounds harsh, but that's the truth, So, politicians, they say stuff to get you on their side. We all, I guess, a lot of people know this. Some people say, oh, this is low hanging fruit or whatever. It says, I don't think enough people are smart enough to gauge that they are being used by politicians and this whole idea of, oh, if you vote for them, like, you win, you're a winner if you vote for them and they win. And I believe that's what a lot of people think, that they are, they're winners if they vote for a politician, like, and they win. They're like, oh, we beat you. It's like dumb shit. So again, first group of people, politicians. And you know what, let me do that. Politicians slash voters are the fakest people, some of the fakest people in the world. Honestly, I probably should change this to fakest and dumbest people in the world. I might just do that, fakest and dumbest people in the world. So all right, let's get to fakest and dumbest group number two. And this is pretty high. Sorry, not number two. Sorry, I said this is all number ones. Let me get to the next number one on our list, which would be religious people. Some people, just like politics and religion. Yeah, those are the first two things I am talking about on my list. Is the two things people say never talk about: politics and religion. I am willing to talk about those two things. Religion is full of shit, and I guess I can't say all religion, because some religions are more lax with their idea, like it's like monks, like Buddhism, stuff like that. They're like, but when you get to like America and Catholicism and shit like that, it's absolutely horrible and garbage. I could say that because for a good chunk of my life, I went to religious schools. Yeah, I didn't want to go. After going to them and realizing, hey, those are some of the most fucked up people I think I've ever met were at a religious school. Um, yeah, I don't believe in religion. I like, again, kind of like, Catholicism, stuff like that's the main one. Fakest and dumbest on top of the list is Catholics and if the whole Judeo-Christian type bullshit, it's bullshit. It's like there's no other way to put it. It's bullshit. And then these churches have the nerve to ask people for money. Like, what the fuck you need money for? Because these people aren't they're not doing God's will with taking from your money. Them motherfuckers are putting money in their pocket. They don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, it's like it's real. I bet if somebody did like a thorough investigation, because as of right now, this is just an allegation, but you could probably pinpoint how all of the religious schools in the United States are scams and how they prey on people's beliefs and shit like that, just to get money. So, yeah. And, it's just it's honestly after you grow up, it's hard to believe. Like, after you learn about nature and stuff and science and stuff, like wow, if there is truly like a being out there, I believe if there is like a spiritual being, like I believe in nature. Like, we all go back to nature, but we're not special though. That's another thing. Religious people think they are special. We're not special. We're a fucking tiny rock floating in the fucking expanse of infinity. How are we special? It's like it's like there's probably so much more out there that we haven't seen ourselves, so and we can't see. We probably won't even in the time frame of humanity's time on this planet, which I believe relative ugh, compared to the time of how long the universe has existed, we are just like a dot and we're gonna be forgotten. Like when humanity goes extinct, we're gonna be forgotten. So in religion, they can sit there, religious people can sit there and say, oh, that's not true. Like, oh, like we're gonna be raptured and go to heaven. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So the second on my top list of number ones, fake and dumb people is religious people. All right, let's get to number three. The number three on my top one list would be business people. Yes, I hate business people. Uh, and yeah, if I had to put it hand in hand, business people and politicians are literally like pretty much the same people. Like they sell you a product and they want, it's all that bullshit. But business people are, full of shit, particularly to me, because it's like all they want is your money. Like that's it. Like if you talk to a business person at a business, like they don't give a fuck about you. They're like, oh, like I spoke about over consumerism. Like they're happy to sell you shit that you don't need. Like, oh, hey, you need a new phone. Why the fuck do I need a new phone? But this phone's perfectly good. Oh, but it has a new camera. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's and I hate business people because they like to they're very predatory. When you think about them, like they like to use fear of missing out on people. Um, and all they care about is money. They couldn't give a shit about you. As long as their profits are going up, they don't give a shit about you. If there ever is a true, if there's ever been a true, I truly believe, sorry, let me rephrase what I'm about to say. If there's ever been a cure for cancer, I truly believe they've killed or put away that research. Like big business, big pharma have put away or killed off anybody who has done research into that because you have to look at chemotherapy and cancer treatment. That's what probably a billions of dollars, every year, you know, and they don't want to lose those profits. So why would they want a cure for cancer to be out there? They don't give a fuck about you. They just want their money. So that's the way you got to think about that. Some people say, "Oh, that's very brutal. That's very on the nose." You have to think like that. Like it's very brutal. It's very on the nose because it is. That's a no bullshit argument right there. That's not a that's a no bullshit talk right there. Business people, politicians, and religious people. I could all actually I almost I could the politicians and religious people can almost be put in with business people. They're all full of shit. They all want your money, your votes, whatever the fuck. They all want your approval on something so they can just sit there and like, oh, all these people said I was right. So, ha, it's all of them are full of shit. So, whew. All right, I'm just cooling down for a second. That was a lot. That was a lot coming out of me. I was ready to. I was really, really, really ready for this video. Like, you could probably tell by the thumbnail picture. Like, I was like locked and loaded mentally. I was locked and loaded and just like ready to go with this one. But let's get to number 4 on our top one list of bullshit and stupid and dumb people. Teachers. And when I say teacher, when you say teachers, teachers could be a very broad term of what you consider a teacher. So let me tell you, when I say teachers, I mean teachers. I mean teachers in school. Some which I here's the thing. Let me first and foremost, I value education above anything, and I do I believe there's people out there that actually care about education and stuff. Yes, but I do believe they are very, very rare in this world because I have met a bunch of dumb ass teachers that really didn't give a fuck. Like they came, I like just thinking back about them now. All they care about is going in, giving out their little packets of whatever and yelling at students, to make themselves feel important and oh, I'm important, I'm a teacher, I'm teaching the next generation. They're full of shit, especially I hate that comment like, "Oh, I'm teaching the next generation." What are you really teaching this next generation? Because it's like, sure, you can teach them math, science, sure, that's good, but like, are you teaching them to think for themselves? Are you teaching them to, be themselves? Are you teaching them to, oh, hey, I don't want to work at McDonald's like when I grow up, I want to actually do something to help the world, or I don't want to grow up to be, a greedy asshole, like you are, something like that. So, yeah, teachers are on top of my shit list as well. I've met horrible, horrible, horrible fucking teachers. Um, in this, like in the American edge. I'm from America, by the way. Let me get that straight. So when I talk about perspective, I talk about mainly from America, but I've also seen some shit going on around the world too. But I mainly speak from the perspective of living in the United States, and I will say 100%. Teaching here is or at least it seems like to me, it's not, an honorable career and like, oh wow, like I'm actually helping people. No, it's a showboat. Like, oh hey, look, I got my degree. I help teach this class of students. Like I'm important to the world and society. Like you should, give a fuck way if the world and society, what the world and society thinks about you. But yeah, I think teachers are just full of shit. And yeah, there's a lot more to that because I've had traumatic experiences with teachers too. So when I do say a lot of this stuff, it comes from a place of knowledge, but it comes from a place of hate too. So I can sit there and say, so that's why, when I speak a lot on a lot of these topics, I've been through abuse and trauma and stuff like that, and I've met some of the fakest of fake people in this world. So, uh, you know, I speak very knowledgeably about these topics, but I also speak from a place of hate too, which that's why I'm not afraid to come out and say stuff about people because it's the truth. Human beings. Um, I guess like a quick number 5 because I said teachers would be. I think I said the teachers would be the last, but a quick way to end off is just human beings in general are stupid. I remember George Carlin. If you don't know who George Carlin is, look the man up. He's a comedian, but at the same time, the shit that he said was the realest shit in the world. He said, "Think about how dumb some people are, and then think about the rest. Like they're even dumber than that." Something that's not the exact um, quote from him. It's something more refined than that, but it's the truth. Human beings in general are just stupid, and we think we're important, like we wake up, go to school, oh, I gotta feed my family, my kids, stuff like shit we don't even have to worry about, or like, oh, I got a Ferrari and a yacht and all this, just bragging about shit that doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. Because there's a grand scheme of things, and when I say that, I don't say that coming from a religious place. I'm saying this universe is bigger than humanity is, and you know, humanity is again, when we go extinct, we're just gonna be a footnote in all this shit. So yeah, because nobody will ever remember if aliens happen to come down one day and see like, oh, these people were fucking stupid if they're able to take a look at our history or something. So you know, but yeah, this was my list of um the top ones for the stupid and dumb list. If you are watching this, thank you very much for tuning in to the pain scale. And I will see you again hopefully soon. Thank you very much.